Hey guys, it's Amanda. Welcome back. I hope the challenge is going really well for you, those of you who are doing it, and today I'm going to give you the scoop on personal strengths, what they are, how we can use them, and why they're important to the 52-week challenge. So first off, what are they? Now, these are actually a big part of a field called positive psychology, which has been gaining more popularity over the last couple of decades. And there's a big site about it at the University of Pennsylvania's, as part of the University of Pennsylvania, and they have this great quote about it. Positive psychology is the scientific study of the strengths and virtues that enable individuals and communities to thrive. The field is founded on the belief that people want to lead meaningful and fulfilling lives, to cultivate what is best within themselves, and to enhance their experiences of love, work, and play, which I think is really cool. And so these strengths are used in there, or in positive psychology, to link us to common themes throughout humanity and history, and as a way of self-delineation and measurement. Kind of like the Einstein quote, if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it'll live its whole life believing that it's stupid. Like, if somebody's really curious, why tell them not to question something? If somebody really wants to stick to the rules, why tell them that they have to be nonconformist, etc., etc. So, it's a great way of actually learning to value people based on what makes them them. So, how do we use them? First, I would say, self-plug, but do the challenge, because of the fact that by taking quizzes, by actually journaling, excuse me, about how exactly you're using your strengths can help you identify patterns to help you create systems in your life and habits that will better use your strengths to your advantage. And so what I mean by that is, say you are really terrified of spiders, and you found one, and instead of screaming for somebody else to kill it, you go and kill it. Well, there's your strength. You used your courage. If that's one of the things that got way high up there in your test scores, I would say write it down. Most of the time they suggest that you look at your top 5, top 6, at whatever you get on the positive personal strengths test through the University of Pennsylvania. That one is honestly the best quiz, and I know that their site's acting a little wonky this week, but check that one out, definitely. And so just keep looking at that, and then, or start a conversation. Have your family take the test. See if you guys are actually really alike. My mom and my sister, they got some similar answers, and mine are completely different, except for one. And it's really kind of eye-opening to see that sort of thing. Talk to your friends about it. Get them to take the quiz. Ask them questions about it, like how do they use their strengths? What habits do you guys have that use your strengths, and what do you have that goes completely against it? Start talking about it, because I think you'll get some really interesting answers. So finally, and most importantly, why is this part of the challenge? And the first part is that outside of this little community here that's just getting started, it's going to help you work with yourself in a way that is more positive and is more focused on what you can actually do. You hear about people all the time who are just sort of working against themselves to reach their goals, and they end up getting really burnt out and really cynical and really hard on themselves, which makes it even harder for them to get what they want. And then you see people who work in groups that way, And that's really kind of sad, because of the fact that what they're demanding of people and what they're demanding of themselves is often completely unrealistic. And so working with the idea of personal strengths is actually working with the idea of, people having strengths, and then, of course, using those strengths to actually accomplish things. Inside the community, though, the idea that I really want to drive home with this challenge is that it's not a one-size-fits-all community. There are complete differences between, towns, cities, states, countries. It's not about me saying, here's what's broken and here's how we fix it, because we've seen in the last few years exactly why that doesn't work. And so, we want this to be a conversation between people with different problems and different solutions, so that we can find what actually works for us, for our own communities outside of the internet. And so we welcome the entire chopped salad of people, ideas, cultures, and values. And this is meant also to focus on that which is positive, that sort of optimism that we can bring to the table, and the constructive things that we can say and do. And so even as we recognize that things need to change socially, politically, or otherwise, we want still to say that there's things that are good out there and that we can help make them better. So I hope that you've enjoyed this edition of What's the Scoop, and that you will share this to all your friends and let them join in the conversation. Think differently, folks. I'll talk to you later.